Hello, students. How are you? I hope you will be fine at your home. So, in today's session, we will see unit number 9 hydrogen. So, in this session, we will try to learn the basics or the principles of hydrogens, means method of formation and some properties related to hydrogen. So, let's start our discussion. First, let's see the topics today we will discuss. First is introduction of the hydrogen, position of hydrogen in periodic table, isotopes of hydrogen and dihydrogen as a fuel. Okay, so we will discuss on these topics. So let's start. First, in introduction, hydrogen, this is the first element of periodic table. Atomic number of hydrogen, it is 1, and the atomic mass of hydrogen is also 1. So if you see the configuration of hydrogen, it is 1s1. Okay, so hydrogen has the simplest atomic structure among all the elements around us in nature. You see, if we say that the size of atom, size of hydrogen atom, so this is the smallest size. Okay, smallest size in all the elements around us in nature. And the structure of this hydrogen atom, it is very simple, because hydrogen has only one electron in its first orbit. So that's why this is very simple atom. In atomic form, it consists of only one proton and one electron. As you know, the atomic number of hydrogen is 1, and atomic mass or mass number of hydrogen is also 1. So from this atomic number and atomic mass, it is clear that hydrogen has only one electron and one proton. Okay. After that, in elemental form, it exists as a diatomic molecule and is called dihydrogen. In elemental form means hydrogen, it exists in atmosphere in the form of H2 molecule. Remember this thing, hydrogen atom, it will never exist in, it's a very unstable, because it has only one electron in its outermost orbit. So that's why hydrogen atom is unstable, and hydrogen molecule which has formula H2, this molecule is very stable. So this is diatomic. Diatomic means two atoms. Okay, and this is also known as dihydrogen. So whenever we see hydrogen or dihydrogen, so in very simple way, the formula will be H2. Generally we say H2, it is hydrogen. Okay, so don't be confused. Dihydrogen, formula H2, and hydrogen is also H2. If we say hydrogen atom, then it is only H, or generally hydrogen is H2. And last point in introductory part, it forms more compounds than any other element. Okay, in periodic table we have total 118 elements. So among these elements, only hydrogen is the atom which can form a large number of compounds with each and every element. If we say with carbon, so it forms a CH4, C2S6, and so many hydrocarbons are there. If oxygen, water, so with all elements hydrogen can form compound. So that's why it has a variety of compounds. After introductory part, we will discuss position of hydrogen in periodic table. So the position of hydrogen, it is always controversial. Why? Because hydrogen is placed in first group. Okay, that group is of alkali metal group. So if alkali metal group means these are metals, and we know hydrogen is non-metal, then why we are placing in first group? Why we are placing this hydrogen with alkali metal group? So the answer will be hydrogen has similarities with alkali group. So we see the similarities with alkali groups. So let's discuss. First is electronic configuration. In alkali group, let's see, first is sodium, and here I am writing hydrogen. Sodium atomic number 11 configuration will be 1s2, 2s2, 2p6 and 3s1. So in last orbit there is only one electron. Hydrogen has configuration 1s1. It has also one electron. So in electronic configuration, hydrogen and first group elements, they have only one electron in their outermost orbit. So this is the similarity. So that's why we are placing hydrogen with alkali group. Okay, this is the evidence. Why can we place this hydrogen? Then second similarity is the oxidation state. What is oxidation state? So you see sodium, it forms Na plus, hydrogen forms H plus. So this is the similarity. Both have oxidation state +1. Okay, so that's why hydrogen has similarity with alkali group. After oxidation state, unipositive charge. Unipositive charge means if sodium reacts with chlorine, then it will form NaCl. In NaCl, sodium and chlorine, they have plus and minus charge. Like that, if H2 reacts with Cl2, then it will form HCl, hydrogen and chlorine. Hydrogen has positive charge, chlorine negative charge. So sodium and hydrogen both are unipositively charged particle. So this is the similarity. Both have single positive charge. Reaction with oxygen. So in reaction with oxygen, you see Na plus O2. If sodium it oxidized, it will form Na2O. If H2 reacts with O2, it will form H2O. So the formula of this molecule, it is E2O. E is the element. Okay, so this is the similarity, that reaction with oxygen, they both react, alkali group and hydrogen both react in the same manner. And last is reaction with halogen. So in reaction with halogen, if sodium reacts with chlorine, it forms NaCl. In NaCl, sodium is positively charged and chlorine is negatively charged. So this is ionic compound. This is ionic compound. H2 plus Cl2, they form HCl. Again, H plus and Cl minus means again both are ionic compound. So both the elements, alkali group elements and hydrogen, they form ionic compound with halogens. So these are the similarities. That's why we are placing with alkali group. But one more question is there. Why we are opposing? Why we are opposing that hydrogen, it should not be placed in first group? So the reason is, once again, electronic configuration in oxidation state. We will discuss in oxidation state. Sometimes hydrogen it forms plus and sometimes it forms minus. But first group, they form only plus. So this is the difference. So unipositive charge, hydrogen is unipositively charged, as well as hydrogen is uninegatively charged. So this is the difference. Okay, so we will see the difference with alkali groups. Okay, and one more thing, hydrogen, this is gas, rest of the alkali group element, these are solids. Hydrogen is non-metal, rest are metal. So these are the differences. So hydrogen shows similarities as well as difference with alkali group. So should we place hydrogen in first group? So let's see in which group we can place hydrogen. So this is the first place where we can place hydrogen. Second is one more is reaction with sulfur. So in reaction with sulfur, H2 plus S, they form H2S. Like Na plus S, they form Na2S. So this is the similarity. So hydrogen, the chemical property of hydrogen is similar to alkali group, and sometimes it is different also. Second, we will see the similarities with halogens. Halogens means 17 group. So similarities with halogens, first is electronic configuration. In electronic configuration, you see hydrogen has configuration 1s1, and if I take one example of halogen, that is a Cl2, then configuration of Cl2 of configuration of Cl, it will be 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p5. Means in last orbit there is one less electron. Okay, in last orbit there is one less electron from the stable configuration. A stable configuration means if the configuration is 1s2 like helium, then that is this will be stable. After chlorine compound is argon, and argon has configuration 3p6. So both hydrogen and chlorine, they need only one electron to get stability, or to get the stable electronic configuration. Okay, so this is the similarity. After that, oxidation state. So in oxidation state, you see if Cl2 reacts with sodium, it will form NaCl, Na plus and Cl minus. In the same way, if hydrogen reacts with sodium, it will form NaH, Na plus and H minus. So both halogen and hydrogen, they are forming negative ion. Okay, they are forming anion. So the oxidation state is -1. This is the similarity. After this similarity, uni-negative charge, hydrogen and halogen both have negative charge, -1. Diatomic molecule, halogen, we write the formula of chlorine Cl2 like that. Formula of hydrogen is H2. Formula of bromine, it is Br2. Formula of iodine, it is I2. So like that, all these means halogens and hydrogen, all are diatomic molecule. And last, so these are the similarities. One more thing is that the difference is halogens, they gain one electron, hydrogen can donate electron. Okay, oxidation state, hydrogen has +1 oxidation state also, as well as -1 oxidation state. Halogen has -1 oxidation state. Hydrogen is positively charged, uni positively charged or uni negatively charged, both are possible, but halogen only negative charge. Diatomic molecule, so okay, these are diatomic molecule, but again hydrogen have the difference in chemical properties with halogen. So from this discussion, now can you answer in which position hydrogen should be placed? Because hydrogen is showing similarities with alkali group as well as similarities with halogen group, and hydrogen, it is showing difference with alkali group and difference with halogen group. So in which position we should place it? So that's why the position of hydrogen, it is uncertain, so it is placed in a separate position. Don't say that hydrogen is placed in first group. No, hydrogen is placed in first position. It is not alkali group. Hydrogen is not added in alkali group. Hydrogen is placed in first position on the basis of its configuration, because this periodic table was arranged by Moseley in the increasing order of atomic numbers and also the similarities. Okay, so here see hydrogen, its position is different in periodic table. From after that position of hydrogen in periodic table, in chemical property, so reaction with metal we have seen, chlorine reacts with metal to form Cl minus, hydrogen react with metal to form H minus. This is the similarity. After the position of hydrogen in periodic table, now we will see isotopes of hydrogen. So before discussing isotopes of hydrogen, let's see what are isotopes. Isotopes, these are the atoms of the element which have similar atomic number, means which have atomic number same and atomic mass different. Means hydrogen, if you see the predominant form is protium. Predominant form is this is the leading form. These are the actually isotopes. So isotopes of hydrogen. So we are discussing isotopes of hydrogen. So remember this thing. What are isotopes? Atomic number is same, atomic mass is different. Hydrogen has 3 isotopes: protium, deuterium and tritium. So let's see the occurrence of these 3 isotopes. The predominant form is protium. 99% protium is present. Terrestrial hydrogen contains 0.0156% of deuterium, mostly in the form of Hd. Hd means what? It's not Hd. This is actually a molecule. Generally, we write the formula H2. H2 means both the atoms are of hydrogen. This is H2. But if you collect the sample of hydrogen from atmosphere, then if you collect 100 parts or 100 atoms of hydrogen, then out of 100 atoms 0.01% hydrogen atom, it will be of deuterium. So sometimes it is present in the form of Hd. Hd means protium and deuterium. This H is a symbol of protium and D for deuterium. This is deuterium. So protium, it is most abundant isotope. Deuterium, its concentration is very, very less. Okay. And tritium. So tritium concentration, it is about 1 atom per 10 to power 18 atoms. 10 to power 18, it's a huge number. So if 10 to power 18 atoms of hydrogen is collected, then out of these huge number of atoms, only 1 atom of tritium will be present. So the concentration is very, very, very almost negligible. So that's why we see in isotopes, protium and deuterium are important. Okay, because concentration of protium is 99%. Sometimes it is 99.9% actually. And only 0.015% of deuterium. So these are the abundance of isotopes of hydrogen. So remember this thing. 3 isotopes: protium, deuterium and tritium. Okay. Tritium is the only isotope of hydrogen which is radioactive. Okay. So this one is also quite dangerous because it's a radioactive substance. But the concentration is very, very less. That's why it is not much danger. Now, after this, let's see. We'll see the isotopes of hydrogen. So this is the table for isotopes of hydrogen. First, name of isotope and symbol: protium, deuterium and tritium. Symbols are Hd, T. Okay, H, D and T. Atomic number. So the isotopes, they have same atomic number. So the atomic number is 111. Atomic mass. So atomic mass is different. It will be 1, 2 and 3. Number of protons. Number of protons are equal to atomic number. That's why atomic number are same. So all number of protons in all the atom, all the isotopes, it will be 1. Okay. So number of protons, it is equal to atomic number. Now number of electrons. So number of electrons are equal to number of protons. So number of electrons in all the isotopes, these are 1, 1 and 1. Now come to number of neutrons. So what is number of neutron? You see, number of protons plus number of neutrons, these are equal to mass number. Okay. What atomic number? Atomic number, it is equal to number of protons, and number of protons plus number of neutrons, it is equal to atomic mass or mass number. So you see, from this we can conclude that atomic mass, it is 1, number of proton, it is 1. So what is number of neutron? Number of neutron, it is equal to atomic mass minus number of protons. So it will be 0. So atomic number of neutrons for protium, it is 0. Number of neutrons for deuterium, it is 1, because 2 minus 1, it is 1. And number of neutrons in tritium, it is 2, because 3 minus 1, 2. So from this table, now we can say the question in exam, it is in which isotope or which isotope of hydrogen has no any neutron. This is the first question. Which isotope of hydrogen has no any neutron? Which isotope of hydrogen has equal number of electron, proton and neutron? So answer will be deuterium. And which isotope of hydrogen has number of neutrons twice of number of protons. So this is tritium. Which isotope is radioactive? Tritium. So these are some questions which are asked from this table. So this table is very important. So these are the isotopes of hydrogen. After isotopes of hydrogen, we will discuss hydrogen as a fuel. Okay. So hydrogen as a fuel, first see this table. Hydrogen as a fuel. Why can we use hydrogen in place of other classical fuels? So classical fuels are CH4, methane gas, LPG, dihydrogen in liquid state and dihydrogen in gaseous state, and octane in, octane means petrol. Okay, so see here, if you compare in respect of number of moles, so in respect of number of moles, petrol, it gives more energy. Okay, in terms of gram, dihydrogen in gaseous state, it will liberate it will produce more energy, and per liter, so per liter petrol is okay. So now see here from this table, what can we can conclude? If we use hydrogen in place of some classical fuels, then it will be better. Why? Because the energy of dihydrogen, this is C in respect of per gram 143, and here LPG it is giving only 50. So mass based comparison, so on the basis of mass based comparison, we can conclude that dihydrogen is better. Okay, so we can use hydrogen as a fuel. So let's discuss hydrogen as a fuel. Dihydrogen releases large quantities of heat on combustion. Okay, so dihydrogen releases large quantity of heat on combustion. The data on energy released by combustion of fuels like dihydrogen, methane, LPG, these are compared in terms of same amount in moles, mass and volume. So in last table we have seen the comparison between these fuels. Why hydrogen is better as a fuel? So the reason is, other fuels, they are producing pollutants, they are releasing pollutants in atmosphere. Pollutants in combustion of dihydrogen will be less than petrol. Okay, the only pollutant of hydrogen, it will be the oxide of dinitrogen. Why? Because hydrogen, it is not 100% pure, it mixes with nitrogen. Okay, so the fuel of hydrogen plus means the hydrogen fuel, it is a mixture of hydrogen and nitrogen. So if nitrogen is present as an impurity, so on combustion of nitrogen, the nitrogen oxide will be produced. This nitrogen oxide is only the pollutant. Okay, this is only one pollutant of dihydrogen, and rest of the fuels, they are producing a maximum number of pollutants. Okay, this, but we have solution. What is the solution? If we can minimize this pollution or the production of this pollution by injecting a small amount of water into the cylinder to lower the temperature, so that the reaction between dinitrogen and dioxin may not take place. अब देखो यहाँ पर see, what is the problem? The problem was of the nitrogen oxide, the reaction between nitrogen and oxygen. So we can check the reaction between nitrogen and oxygen by mixing a small amount of water. This water check the reaction between oxygen and nitrogen. So it reduces the production of nitrogen dioxide. So ultimately, if we add a small amount of water, we can decrease the pollution. So dihydrogen, it is a very good option. Okay, dihydrogen gas, it is converted into liquid state by cooling to 20 Kelvin. Okay, hydrogen gas you see in LPG, liquid petroleum gas, which is we are using cylinder in our kitchen. So that cylinder has liquefied gas, that is liquid petroleum gas. So why it is in liquid? Because gases occupy a large volume. So if we compress these gases, then we can store a large amount of gas into a small volume. Like that, hydrogen is a gas, so the volume of hydrogen, it will be very very large. So we can collect, or we can store a large amount of hydrogen in a small volume by compressing this hydrogen. So here see, if we are compressing the gas, then the pressure will be very very high. So the tanks, this should be tanks, this must be very very strong. So the dihydrogen gas, it is converted into liquid by state by cooling, and this will require expensive insulated tanks. Expensive insulated tanks means, since hydrogen, it burns with blue flame, okay, it's a flammable. So here you see, we have to use tanks which are insulated, means if we check the contact of heat and hydrogen, or the fire with hydrogen, then we can reduce the accidents. Okay, so here tanks, they should be insulated, and tanks of metal alloy like sodium, nickel, these are metal alloy, titanium hydride, magnesium hydride. So these are the alloys which are used for making insulated tanks. Okay, and in these insulated tanks we can store dihydrogen with safety, and these tanks are used. Okay, so here hydrogen as a fuel. So hydrogen, we have some benefits of hydrogen, and what are the benefits? First benefit is hydrogen, it's not very very costly, we can produce hydrogen, okay, at a low cost. Second, the calorific value of hydrogen, it is quite good as compared to other fuels. And pollution from hydrogen, it is very very less, and hydrogen can be stored. So these are the positive points for using hydrogen as a fuel. Next term is hydrogen economy. The basic principle of hydrogen economy is the transportation and storage of energy in the form of liquid or gaseous dihydrogen. Okay, hydrogen economy में क्या करना है हमको? Hydrogen economy, first, dihydrogen gas, it should be stored in the form of liquid or gas and also transported. Advantage of hydrogen economy is that energy is transmitted in the form of dihydrogen and not as electric power. Now see why hydrogen economy is important. When we are producing energy by using hydrogen, and also electricity is also the form of energy, but the side effect of the minus point of electric power, it is sometimes you see in factories or some other storages, due to short circuit, major hazards are there. So this is the side effect of electric power. Sometimes it may harm, but hydrogen, if we are using hydrogen for producing energy, then it will be it has a very good. It is next. It is for first time in the history of India that a pilot project using dihydrogen as fuel was launched in October 2005 for running automobiles. So first time hydrogen was used as a fuel because of the advantages of hydrogen economy. Okay, so it was tried in automobiles in year 2005. Initially 5% dihydrogen has been mixed in CNG for use in four-wheeler vehicles. The percentage of dihydrogen would be gradually increased to reach the optimum level. See, in for the practical purpose, it was since experiment, initially 5% of dihydrogen it was mixed. Now the percentage will be increased on the basis of the results. If the fuel efficiency means for the production of energy, if fuel is capable, then we will increase the percentage of dihydrogen. So hydrogen in hydrogen economy. What is hydrogen economy? Use of hydrogen as a fuel in place of our classical fuels like petrol, LPG and CNG. So this is the good option. Hydrogen is very good option. So you see in question, in exam, the question will be there, write short notes on hydrogen economy. So first we will define what is hydrogen economy. The basic principle of hydrogen economy is the transportation and storage of energy in the form of liquid and gaseous dihydrogen. Okay, and also the advantages of hydrogen as a fuel. We will mention there the advantages of hydrogen and drawbacks of hydrogen, use of hydrogen as a fuel. Okay, so that's all for today's session. If you have any doubt, you can contact me. Thank you.